So dear students, before I give you the assignment on dust of snow, we I would like to discuss you the question answers. The question answers of textual question answer, of course. The first question is, what is the dust of snow? What does the poet say has changed his mood? How has the poet's mood changed? Well, dust of snow means here small particles of snow. What does the poet say has changed his mood? The poet says that particles of snow when it falls over him because the movement of crow, the motions of crow, and that's what changed his mood. How has the poet's mood changed? In fact, he was not in a happy mood, and he was going under the tree, and the Sven Crow suddenly shook his body and took motion, and then dust particles falls on him. Sudden contact, he has a sudden contact with the nature, and that shook him out of his sadness, gloomy and pensive mood, and he becomes happy. That contact with nature set in some joy and cheerfulness in him. That's how poet's mood changed. Now the second question, what are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? Well, the birds usually mentioned in poems are peacocks, parrots, nightingales, cuckoos, etc. They are associated with good luck, love, affection, happiness, singing, etc. Crow, for me, I think they are hardly you will find them in poems because there are some reasons they are neither good looking, they are neither good in singings, and they make a harsh noise when they do that crow crow, and nobody likes that cow cow. What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? The third part of the second question, the images come to our mind are of harshness, cunningness, and sadness, not good signs. Here the images goes well with sad and gloomy mood of the poet. The third, what are second question of the second part? What is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple or an oak or a pine? Well, a hemlock tree is a poisonous tree with white flowers, as it is given in the meaning glossary. In glossary, it is given the meaning. Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree? The poet has deliberately or intentionally, we can say, left beautiful trees like maple, oak, or pine because he wants the imagery or to represent his sorrow stricken and depressed mind well. He intentionally left all those beautiful trees because he wanted to uh, give the message that from sadness to happiness, negative things can be used to change your mood, and like he did in this poem, but the poet wants to emphasize that every object of nature, even a poisonous tree like hemlock, can be helpful in bringing about pleasure. That's why. Now, the next part, what do the crow and hemlock represent, joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? Well, the crow, which is a lackluster bird, and hemlock that has poisonous flowers, cannot be associated with joy and happiness. We cannot do that. Hence, they represent the sorrow, sadness, despair, etc. Here, they represent the sorrow laden mood of the poet. Snow also stands for hardships, but here snow plays a good role in lifting the mood of the poet and liberating his mind out of tensions and depressions. It becomes symbolic of the force of the nature here. Here, this is a part. You know, oh, have there been times when you felt depressed or hopeless? Have you experienced a similar moment that change your mood that day. It's totally depend on you students. You have to give this answer yourself. So I hope you have discussed the question answers and do these question answers in your practice notebooks of English. So thank you very much.